The first Black Panther movie was not pro-Black, and it might actually be anti-Black. And if you're already upset, you really need to hear the rest of this, because it's a genuine place. So as a Black American, I very much know about the transatlantic slave trade. I know about the Indian slave trade that most people don't talk about, but we'll save that for another day. And I know what capitalism did to at least my family's experience here. I also just left a communism country. But with that in mind, this film literally was like, there's this country, Wakanda, it has vibranium, and it's so powerful, magical, wonderful, yet it still allowed the whole continent of Africa and Black people to be colonized. This is no way. This is empowerment, pro-Black, anything. And once you say that, the film really stops making any sense. The king kills his brother and leaves him in the American ghetto in Oakland? What? A king? And it's just like, Wakanda is this beautiful place. It has all these technologies, it's this wonderful country, the culture, and people are so evolved. And I'm not a superhero watcher, like I'm not into that world. But even like the X-Men and stuff, like I understood like, oh, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. That still made more sense than this one. I was like, what is this? This is so missing every mark, and it's just sad. And I just didn't get who is it doing it for. Like, if you like capitalism, cool, then do capitalism right. If you don't like capitalism and you just want to give it up, and you're for peace and you're willing to sacrifice everyone of your people for peace, because in the name of peace, and you want to surrender because peacefulness, sure, then be a movie about that. But don't push it as empowerment pro-Black. Like, I'm confused. So there is a country that behaves the way Wakanda, in theory, is supposed to be, especially if it's supposed to be about empowerment and pro one ethnic group that has been persecuted or been done wrong by the world. That country is Israel. I've studied this country, I've studied the conflict. Mind you, there's been multiple wars, but I'm not trying to go into it. I think Benjamin Netanyahu is a psychopath. I don't really care about politicians. That's not what I'm here to argue. So if that's what you're trying to argue about politician and what politician does evil in the world, have at it, because that's not what I'm here to argue. But what I will say about Israel, say what you want. You can say whatever you want to say. They don't care. And they got Jews, whether it's Ethiopian Jews, whether it's Sephardic Jews, whether it's Ashkenazi Jews, whether it's whatever kind of Jew you are, come on, sign up, let's get in this army, and we're gonna go to war. This sounds like what that movie was trying to do. They protect them all. The Mossad will hunt you down, they will find you. You wanna persecute, you wanna systematically massacre? No, it's not gonna fly anymore. It's just not gonna fly here anymore. And they'll make sure of it. So when I was watching Wakanda, I was like, yo, as a Black American, I would love to have a country that did stand up for us, that would have been like, nah, if everyone's doing slavery, sure, but once we start making it just only Africans and just no. We're not gonna do imperialism. We're not doing this. We're not giving you resources. No. Cut this out. And I would love for a united front, a country that unites Black people. But I would love a country that stood on merit and did that constantly. I would love that. So for me, in my mind, I was like, when I was watching, I was like, what kind of could be aspirational? And I knew a country that did it. Right? I've seen it in the world. I've seen it before. So I was like, it's possible. But then just like in this theory of what Wakanda had to deal with in this mystical world, like, do you know what it means to be free? And are you willing to pay that price? It's a question that Israel is having to ask themselves every 10 years, every time it goes like, what's going on? Whether it's the West Bank, Gaza, how much are you guys willing to go? And they've consistently said far, very far. and that's, you and everyone debates what they feel about that, but they've answered that question. Never again, we don't care. But people have to ask, like, do you know how expensive it is to be free? When you say, oh, everyone deserves peace, do you know that peace is expensive? Do you know freedom is expensive? Do you know that having rights is not a guarantee? Do you know that? There are so many groups that are unprotected. Romani people, the Kurds, which are the largest group in the world that do not have a country. And then like they thought like, oh, it's sad he died, but maybe he was telling a little bit of the truth, so let's do a memorial in Oakland in his name. Like, no, he was the assignment. Killmonger was the assignment. He was supposed to be the spark. And if your villain is telling the truth, then what does that say about your film? What does that say about your hero? What does that say about what are we doing? Like, I'm really just so confused about the purpose of what this country, Wakanda, is supposed to be, and who are we they're supposed to aspire to. I don't know how is this supposed to be empowering. But yeah, please continue to like and subscribe if you want to overthink superhero children's movies. I just feel like it just could have, like, I think it just tries to be like, no, we're going to be empowering, but we're going to be very peaceful and moral and just. And I just don't think you can do both. I just think either you're going to be peaceful and not exist when you're not empowering, or you're going to be empowering and not really peaceful. Those are real complex things that I just feel like this movie just didn't hit the mark for me.